Hey there, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about an area in Nashville. It's called 12 South. Now, is it a street or is it a fully defined area and neighborhood? Well, stick with me and we'll tell you all about 12 South. Okay, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about 12 South today. And where is 12 South? Well, it may or may not be obvious to you, but it was named after 12th Avenue South. And it is an area that is a defined neighborhood now in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's named for its location on a half-mile stretch of 12th Avenue South. It's a walkable area. It's known for its hip boutiques, its trendy restaurants, its vibrant artistic atmosphere, and it combines itself with its residential charm and bustling shopping and dining destination. So it's a really great little area of Nashville that is in Davidson County, right in that 12 South, downtown Gulch, Wedgwood, Houston, Belmont, Hillsborough Village kind of area. So great little area of Nashville, and definitely has a lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about some key characteristics of 12 South today. We're going to talk about the price per square foot. We're going to talk about why 12 South is so great. So stick with me till the end, because we're going to talk all about 12 South today. While 12 South is the street of 12th Avenue South, it provides its name and physical boundary. The area encompasses more than just a thoroughfare. It includes surrounding streets with bungalows and popular Sevier Park, which is a great place in the area for you to get outdoors and enjoy all that the parks have to offer. And so we'll talk about Sevier Park in just a minute too. The area is home to many unique Nashville businesses, including popular spots like the Frothy Monkey and Five Daughters Bakery, which is by far and away one of the best donuts you've ever put in your mouth. My favorite for sure. And it definitely has some local designers and boutiques. You can get some handcrafted jewelry in the area. It is home to some really great restaurants and boutique shopping. So definitely want to mention that about 12 South. So 12 South is a highly walkable area, and it features a lively atmosphere, attracting both residents and visitors for shopping, dining, and exploring its numerous murals. So everybody, you know, they have their murals, they take their pictures when they're in Nashville. You can get some of those in 12 South too. Initially, okay, it was a quaint residential area. 12th South has transformed into a creative and cultural hub, blending its historic character and modern trends and growing artistic presence. So when we're talking about 12 South, we're talking about how the residents are proud of their community's sense of identity, and a strong sense of community it definitely has. The neighborhood is also home to a number of parks and green spaces, which we just mentioned, one of which is Sevier Park. And that makes it a great place to live for those who appreciate the outdoors, have pets, young children, want to get out, and still not leave the hustle and bustle of the big city, which is what Nashville is and definitely offers in that area. You're minutes from anything you want in that downtown area, living in the 12 South area. So with respect to 12 South, we have a lot of things that we can say. It's lively, but it's not overwhelming. It's filled with locals and visitors, and everyone is enjoying the shops, the chatting, the murals, the coffee. 12 South has a creative, community-focused vibe that feels quintessentially Nashville. It definitely is welcoming, vibrant, and effortlessly cool. I could say that that is absolutely a great statement about it. So what's the cost of living in 12 South? Since 12 South is one of the smaller neighborhoods in Nashville, not too many locals live within its direct center. According to Rent Cafe, average rent prices are slightly over $1,800. However, keep in mind that there are currently only a few apartment places in the area. And I don't deal with rentals, but it could be a nice place to land while we look for you to find out where you really want to live in Nashville. We can put you in maybe 12 South temporarily, get a feel for that, decide if that's kind of where you want to stay, and go into a temporary rental situation. not a bad idea. There are some Airbnbs and things like that going into that 12 South area that you could look into as well. But again, I don't really deal with rentals. So when we're talking about price per square foot, this is important because it takes in a whole lot of different characteristics, obviously new, obviously finishes, bungalows renovated, this kind of thing. But as a general statement, the price per square foot in the 12 South neighborhood is approximately $549 per square. And that's according to Redfin. The metric is, of course, key indicator of housing values and has seen a 13.3% increase in the past year. So 12 South is definitely booming, up and coming, certainly something to consider. So when we're talking about can we afford something in a certain area, don't forget to click on the links and talk to my favorite lender. Billy's there to help you. We're always here to talk about what's right for you, but that's something important to do before you get out there and get shopping. So what's the housing market like at 12 South? Well, in July of 2025, just a couple of months ago, 12 South homes were up 109% over the last year. That put them selling at approximately $2.3 million. So 12 South definitely is competitive, but it did slow down a little bit and maybe took about 74 days on the market to close, as opposed to, a couple of years ago going in about 35 days. But let me tell you that they do still fly off the market in that 12 South area. So that's something to think about. So let's go over some of that price per square foot again. As of July of this year, the median listing price per square foot for sale for a home in Nashville's 12 South was $593 a square foot. Now, the median sold price per square foot was $549 per square foot. Now, that's still a lot of money. So that is kind of interesting that we haven't gotten our August totals yet. I haven't looked them up individually, but that was absolutely noted as of Redfin. And for context, it's helpful for you to consider other local market metrics as well. So we'll get on our one-on-one call. We'll talk about all things you and that are important to you. And we will discuss certain areas and do a CMA and give you that understanding of what that would be. The median listing price in 12 South was $1.6 million. The median sold price was $2.3 million. So that's up 109%, like we just discussed a minute ago. 12 South is known as one of the most walkable neighborhoods in Nashville. Most of the shops and restaurants and coffee spots are located within just a few short blocks, making it an easy area to explore on foot. So you're definitely close to the Belmont, Hillsborough area as well. And so that whole area, it's just blossomed over the last 30 years and become a tremendous area for real estate, for walkability, for some commercial opportunities. So definitely a great area of Nashville to consider when you're moving to Nashville, and depending on the things that are important to you and your family. So when I'm talking about some things to do in the 12 South area, we definitely have some trendy boutiques like Draper James and White's Mercantile. You have famous Murals that you can visit, and you definitely can explore the area on bike too. Your dining options range from anything from, like I told you, that great donut, Five Daughters, to some great restaurants in the area. You've got the Frothy Monkey and Edley's Barbecue, which you may have seen on TV recently. We definitely love our barbecue in Nashville and all over the South and all over Tennessee. But you can also shop your local farmers market or enjoy a drink at 12 South Tap Room as well. So walkable neighborhood, something really, really appealing to people when they're coming to the area. Where can they go? Can they walk? Do they have to drive? Do they always have to find parking in the area? No, you can get there or be dropped off there and have a wonderful afternoon of fun at 12 South. Okay, is there anywhere to stay there other than, an Airbnb in the 12 South area? Well, it does have its first full service hotel. It's called the Gilmore, and it pairs kind of a Mediterranean inspired design with, an avant-stay 5-star hospitality kind of thing. And it's definitely supposed to be a great place. Now, I've not stayed there, but picture the breezy court courtyards designed for gathering, and a warm, welcoming lobby, and thoughtful details that encourage you to slow down and savor the moment. So definitely have a great place to stay there that I recommend. It's called the Gilmore, and that's at 12 South. So is 12 South considered a safe place to live? Well, yes, it's generally considered a very safe place to live in Nashville. The neighborhood has undergone a significant revitalization and is now one of the city's most desirable areas for both residents and visitors. So keep in mind that we have websites that we suggest that you look at for that kind of information. I mean, you know, things happen every day. It's a big city. We want you to go to those. When it comes to schools, also, don't forget to go to greatschools.org to get that information about whether or not you want to send your child to a private school or just go to the local school. But you can also check out the local police and crime reports websites as well. But it is considered generally a very safe area in which to live in Nashville. So what makes an area safe? Well, you have a low crime rate and you check those sources, and the area has consistently low rates of violent crime, especially when compared to central Nashville. It has a high walkability and community engagement factor about 12 South. So as a highly walkable neighborhood with steady foot traffic, particularly among young families and professionals, it benefits from a safety and numbers effect. So the active 12 South Neighborhood Association works to improve safety and quality of life all the time. And then it has a family-friendly environment. So that neighborhood appeal is for families, and along with its parks and community efforts, 12 South is noted as a safer area of Nashville. And when you talk about the past versus the present, some areas of Nashville have faced safety issues. Of course they have. It's a big city and we've had a lot of people move to it. But 12 South has seen a major transformation over the last 15 years with increased development and business growth, directly improving its safety and crime rates. So those are factors to consider. Like many urban neighborhoods, it's going to have some pros and cons. You're going to have that one bad guy walk through. They are everywhere, and we definitely encourage you to get on the sites and check those out. But overall, if 12 South is considered a safe area, absolutely. So what are the zip codes for 12 South? Well, they are primarily within the 37204 and the 37212 zip codes. Now, 37204 covers the main 12 South area, as well as the parts of Belmont and Lipscomb and Melrose and those areas. 37212 also includes some parts of the 12 South area, along with the Belmont and Hillsborough Village areas. So the specific zip code for an address will depend on the exact location of it. But when you're just looking up areas of Nashville by zip code, I wanted you to know which ones they were. I always like to pop a little history into my videos and tell you a little bit about an area. Of course, we talked about that the name 12 South refers to the neighborhood that was developed around 12th Avenue South in Nashville. That neighborhood was part of the original Belmont and Hillsborough area, and it grew rapidly with the introduction of a streetcar line in the early 20th century. And after decades of decline, the area was revitalized in the 1990s and 2000s to become the popular shopping and dining destination that it is today. So it has really grown a ton since the 1990s and 2000s. I actually was living in the Hillsborough Village area during that time, and it has changed dramatically over those, well, that's been about 3 decades now. Yeah, it's been a minute. So it's kind of cool to see something that has really had that kind of major investment come along, be the thriving place that it is, know the changes that have happened, realize the wonderful things that can happen in an area, in an urban area, with enough planning and commitment to it. From farmland to suburb, what is now 12 South was originally farmland and part of the estates of prominent Nashvillians in the 19th century. One of the most notable historical sites is the Sunnyside Mansion, built in 1852, which sits in Sevier Park. Now, it was a streetcar suburb, so the area transformed into a residential neighborhood around the turn of the 20th century. The development was spurred by the arrival of a streetcar line that ran along the Belmont Boulevard and served new middle-class homes. This led to the emergence of 3 communities: Belmont, Hillsborough, Waverly, Belmont, and Sunnyside. Mid-century challenges happened, and like many older urban neighborhoods in the area experienced a decline following World War II, and it became kind of dormant, and the development moved to the suburbs. The construction of I-440 further exacerbated these issues, as an urban renewal project led to the displacement of many residents, especially in the area's population. In the early 1970s, the Belmont Hillsborough Neighbors Incorporated was founded as one of the country's oldest neighborhood organizations to preserve the area, and the group worked to combat the decline and promote a more stable, integrated community. 12 South is coined in the 1990s. A coalition of developers, real estate brokers, and investors began a concerted effort to revitalize the area. They coined the name 12 South to rebrand the commercial corridor as a distinct and thriving neighborhood. From rough to hotspot, the new investment transformed the area from the once perceived as a rough kind of area to one of Nashville's premier destinations. And this vision of a complete walkable community was supported by new businesses and a commitment to revitalize that area. Today, 12 South is known for its boutiques, its murals, its restaurants, its cafes, drawing both tourists and locals. While it became a highly sought after and affluent area, the neighborhood still features historic homes and long-standing community institutions, including several churches. At Sevier Park, you have, I think, a 20-acre park with playgrounds for children, walking and jogging trails, picnic tables and shelters, tennis and basketball courts too, and you have some green spaces for games or for your pets. You have historic Sunnyside Mansion, but it now houses the Metropolitan Historical Commission as well. And you have a community center. The Sevier Park Community Center offers indoor amenities like fitness center, gym, and a walking track. And then you have your farmers market from May through October, located in Sevier Park, which features local vendors, food trucks, and live music. So it can be a really thriving, fun thing to do all through spring through fall. So I guess just to talk a little bit more about 12 South and say, hey, is this a neighborhood that we want to be in? Why don't we get on our one-on-one call? Let's talk about, again, it's a no pressure, all things you call, but let's talk about what's important to your family. I've got a girlfriend who absolutely will not leave the Gulch area. She might consider the 12 South area, but they are like right beside each other. But that would be as far from the Gulch as she would get. She likes that vibrant downtown, big music, big city kind of feel because she's from a big city. So, you know, if you want that same feel, maybe not right down in it, in the Gulch that the Gulch offers, which is completely downtown, but you want to be there in like 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 12 South is your place. Maybe that is the closest suburban feel you're going to get without being in the suburbs while you're still living in town. So let's talk about it. I hope you find this informational. As always, I just try and bring you a little bit of information about every little area of Nashville, what's exciting, what's appealing, why you might want to live there, a little bit of real estate information about it, and most importantly, just to touch base and tell you about the great areas in Middle Tennessee and the Nashville area that we have to offer you. So thanks so much for watching, and until next week, see you next time.